Hi, I'm Todd Wente, and this is the Daily 180, 180 seconds of motivation and inspiration intended to help you take action and make progress in your life. This is episode 507 of the Daily 180, and today we're going to continue our series talking about plan versus improvise by talking about improvising. And I got to admit, I'm a big fan of improvising now. If you listen to the plan one, by the way, if you haven't listened to the plan one, go back and listen to it. I think you'll see me a little differently than maybe you've seen me in the past. But since those days, I've become a very big fan of improvisation. I remember though the first time that I was ever exposed to what improvisation was all about. It was when I was the summer of my 13th year, gone off to scout camp. The year before, when I was 12, I'd had a miserable experience at scout camp. And on the midpoint of the scout camp week, we went on this huge hike, went all over the place. It was beautiful, and I was miserable. The next year, we talked about the fact that we had two options. We could go on a hike or we could go on a canoe trip across the lake. And so the next year, we said, we'll do the canoe trip across the lake. I was in a rowboat because I didn't pass the swim check. It's another story in my life that I struggle with. We got to the other side, and we had been planning for this trip for like a whole year. We talked about what we were going to take. We talked about what we were going to eat. We talked about what we needed to make sure we had it packed in all of the canoes and all this kind of stuff. We were going to sleep under the stars because it was beautiful weather. And we got to the other side of the lake, and we started to play games. And it was wonderful. We were having a great time. We were living our plan. And then all of a sudden, we said, well, it's time to have our campfire. No one brought any matches. Well, it seemed like no one brought any matches. We rifled through all of the packs, including our camp guide packs, and we came up with 2 matches. But we had 5 cans of insect spray. Now, at that point in time, back in the past, insect spray was very, very volatile. And so I watched as one of the guys in the camp, his name was Kirkham, went ahead and sprayed all of the wood that we had with 3 cans of the insect spray, and then took 1 match, lit it, and used one of the other cans as a blowtorch to light the fire. Improvisation at its finest. There, had a hair in my mouth. Sorry about that. Improvisation at its finest. We had a beautiful campfire that night. There were some other things that we did improv that weekend or that night for that scout camp. And what it told me was at that point in time, plans are great, but things are not always going to work out. And when they don't work out, you've got 2 choices. You can sit there and you can whine about it and you can cry about it, or you can take some action and you can improvise. And if you're used to improvising, it can be fun. And if you're not used to improvising, it can be terrifying. Sometimes it's a little of both. When you're making progress in your life, when you're trying new things to push your comfort zone, that's what progress is all about. You can plan and plan and plan. Sometimes you need to improvise. We'll talk more about how those 2 work together in tomorrow's Daily 180. In the meantime, this has been the Daily 180. My name is Todd Wente. Please hit the button to subscribe. Hit the bell to be reminded when we've got new stuff coming on. Share this with your friends. I'd love to see us get to 100 subscribers before the end of the month of June. Right now, I think we're at 96, 97, something like that. I'd love to see us get over the hump. So in the meantime, like I said, my name is Todd Wente. Go forth and conquer. We'll see you next time.